Whoa, and bing bong, gentlemen.
Oh, hi.
How
Sorry.
we doing?
Hello.
You just on the Twitters looking at NFL stuff there, Mob?
No, I'm coming live to you from Arrowhead.
Live from Arrowhead Stadium. The crowd is already full. Like, the
Yeah, and
game's
there's
not
fire
until
already
tomorrow
going.
night, but everybody's ready to roll, apparently.
That's how Kansas City rolls.
That is true. That is true. Guys, welcome to the CineBoiz podcast. We're part of the Cork Bats podcast network. We're the CineBoiz. So essentially what we are Cork Bats movie, TV, and you know what? I'm going to go ahead and throw it in there now because it's getting pretty official. We're the gaming branch of Cork Bats. How do you guys feel about that?
That's true. Feel good.
Yeah.
I play games.
We do play games.
I want people to know that.
We play games, and we play games live on Twitch. So, if you're following on Twitch, thank you so much. We'll get to that here in a second. If you don't know what Cork Bats is, be sure to follow them on social media, at Cork Bats on Twitter, and then also at Cork Bats 2 on Instagram. Guys, happy National Hot Sauce Day to all who celebrate.
What's your favorite hot sauce?
Sriracha. And to me, every day is National Hot Sauce Day.
Here's a little tidbit about me. When it comes to hot sauce, I don't like super spicy stuff, but I do like, and I think it is the GOAT of just generic hot sauce you can buy, Louisiana hot sauce. It's better than Frank's.
I'm all about the smoked Tabasco.
I don't like Frank's. I like smoked Tabasco.
Okay. The
Chipotle.
The Chipotle
Yeah.
Tabasco is good, but I don't consider it hot sauce. Is that?
But it's hot sauce.
Nope. You know what I like more than the
You're
smoke?
like talking about like wing sauce if you're talking about Frank's. Like that's what that is. If anyone that uses that for anything but buffalo, I don't understand. Does not compute.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. I also make my own wings, and I call them Kansas City wings, not Buffalo wings. Let's be very clear about that.
Get yourself some Kenny wings.
Yeah. I make my own wings. I've gotten pretty good at it. I do use Frank for my wings. I don't typically use Louisiana hot sauce because it works better with butter because I use a lot of butter in my sauce.
That makes sense.
What kind
Everything
of
you
chicken
just said makes sense.
Yeah.
What kind of chicken do you use? Is it Bruce Willis chicken?
Bruce Willis chicken? No, I don't use Bruce Willis chicken.
Damn.
All right. Well, here's the thing. Enough about hot sauce, but if you're in the chat, why don't you throw out what your
Also a
favorite
fan
hot
of
sauce is?
Cholula.
Cholula, very good. Very, very big around these parts down here in Texas. So yeah, guys, we're the CineBoiz podcast. Just a few housekeeping items before we get rolling here. If you are watching us live on our Twitch page, thank you so much. Please consider following us on Twitch. We are working towards our goal of 50 Twitch followers. Let me just go ahead and put up our February follow goals real quick. We've already knocked one off the list. We got 100 Twitter followers. So that's a big deal. We're over 100 now. Trying to get to 50 Twitch followers. I think we're right at about 37. So we're getting there. And then we want to get to 150 Instagram followers. We're really close to that one. We're at 143 as of this morning last I checked. So there's a good chance we're going to hit all of these before we even start February. So we might just have to do different February goals once we start February if we hit all these. So yeah. Essentially, we're giving away stuff if you follow us on any of these platforms. So if you are a Twitter follower, you're going to be entered to win a $25 gift card. We don't know where from yet, probably Amazon. We'll have more details on that later. But yeah, if you're not following us on any of those platforms, just consider doing that. It goes a long way for us. But anyways, back to Twitch. If you're watching us on Twitch right now, looks like we got a few people in the chat. Kay, Molly, Juice, good to see you. Juice says, I got the Bills winning 30-27. Sorry, they're my Super Bowl pick.
Boo.
How do you ban people on Twitch?
I think it's possible. Do we want to start banning people this early, though?
No,
Into our
no.
Twitch game?
all are
Not-
welcome.
not when we're
all
trying
are
to
welcome.
reach goals.
I want to like threaten it, but it's very empty.
Yeah,
I think we should just combat bad ideas with good and better ideas.
that's fair. That's fair.
Like the Chiefs winning the Super Bowl,
Yeah,
30
that's a
to
much
27.
better idea.
Okay.
More valid opinion.
Kay says, make me a mod. We could make her a mod. She just, every time we don't like something, we say, Kay, take care of it.
I think if we ever get to the status where we need mods, the K is our mod.
Oh, yeah, Kay for sure. Kay's Kay's our go-to for a lot of stuff, including our Discord and also
All right.
Stardew Valley tips. So
She's our enforcer.
yeah. So yeah, if you're not following us on Twitch, you're just watching the chat right now. Just say hi and just say, hey, I'm lurking, checking you out. Doesn't cost you anything to just hop in the chat. Doesn't cost you anything to follow either. And special shout out to, I think it's Kendra NPR or Kendramper and LaCroix Boy 11 who followed us while we weren't streaming. So thank you so much for those follows. We really appreciate it. If we hit our goals, you could win a gift card. So essentially, you're making money if you follow us on Twitch. We're losing money by having followers, but that's okay. But thank you so much. If you are watching us on the Corked Bats YouTube page, we're multi-streaming right now. We're also on the Corked Bats YouTube page. Help continue to grow the channel by subscribing, liking this video, all that good stuff. It goes a long way for us being part of Corked Bats. As you can see, we kind of have a new setup for our podcast video. And we got the little Corked Bats logo down there at the bottom, so that's cool. But yeah, again, costs you nothing to subscribe to Corked Bats on YouTube, so please consider doing that. Also, special shout out to Guy Coggin, the Elite Four, Brandon Ward, all subscribed to the Corked Bats YouTube channel this week, so we really appreciate that. Thanks so much. And yeah, if you're unable to watch us live, if you're listening to this as the newest episode of our podcast, we really appreciate it. Again, we're the CineBoiz podcast, part of the Corked Bats podcast network. You can find us wherever podcasts are found. Please consider rating, reviewing, liking, subscribing, all that good stuff. It goes a long way for us and helps us build kind of what we're doing. So yeah, we kind of already talked about the fall goal, so we won't go over that again. But be sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram at the CineBoiz. And we'll be giving away a gift card to a lucky Twitter follower. Maybe it could be an Instagram follower. Maybe a Twitch follower. We'll see. And if we exceed all 3 of our goals, CineBoiz the musical's coming your way. Tom is stoked. I can tell. He's really excited. All right.
Yep.
Well, I'm Kenny. I'm one of the co-hosts of the CineBoiz podcast. There's 4 of us. Kevin is sadly not with us today. He is traveling. I don't know what he's doing, but he could not join us this morning. But we do have our good friend on the East Coast, Mr. Mob. Mob, how are you?
I'm great, man.
Good, dude. What are you big on this week?
I think everyone here knows what I'm big on, and it's Stardew Valley. I'm just addicted. My wife is like, I'll be like, "What are we doing tonight?" And she'll be like, "I have to study or something." And she'll be like, "What are you doing? You gonna go fish?" Like in that tone too. And I'm like, "Yes, absolutely."
Yeah. It is.
What is she doing? Saving a life?
Yeah.
Lame.
It's my favorite game.
JK.
It's so fun.
It's so much fun.
If you
It's so much fun.
if you're into that, you can join me and Mob. We'll probably be streaming Stardew Valley again at some point. But we've been streaming it on our Twitch page. It's been a lot of fun. Hey, look at that. So I don't have like cool. I don't have a cool alert for YouTube subscribers yet, but James Zoller just subscribed on YouTube, the Cork Bats YouTube channel. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. So yeah, I mean, it's the best game. I love it. I've spent so many hours on it this year.
And here's the issue with it, right? So it's like you go to bed and that's how you save it. That's how you save your progress.
Yeah.
But then you wake up and you're like, oh man, I want to see how my crops are.
get you.
And so you start going and it's like, when do I stop?
That's how they get you, I swear, because I have it on Switch, and that's where I play it most of the time if we're not playing together on PC. And like, I'll take it into the bedroom before I go to bed at night and just kind of play it a little bit.
I wish you had just said, I take it into me chambers, because you said I take it into me and then you stopped.
I take it into me chambers. But yeah, I'll take it to bed and I'll start playing it, and then it does that. Like, I'll finish a day and I'll be like, at the end of this day, I'm putting it down, I'm going to bed. But then you get paid at the end of the day, and then you wake up and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna go do some shit. I'm gonna.
For me, I'm like, I want to go out and I want to see, like, okay, because I have chickens now. I'm like, how many? Do I got any eggs in there? And then it's like, how are my plants doing?
Yeah.
And then you go out and you cultivate all that, and you're like, well, I don't want to, give up that work I just did, even though it was literally not that much.
Right.
Then you keep going.
Yeah.
And I love it.
It's fantastic. It's such a good game. So yeah, be sure to subscribe to us on Twitch if you want to watch us play some Stardew Valley. Tom, we should get you in on that Stardew Valley stream.
I was watching you guys play it the other night, and while I'll admit it was way different than what I expected, it looked entertaining. I've just never been into that kind of game, like any sort of like Sims or Age of Empires, or just any sort of like game where you're building like a civilization. I'm just not that into it.
That cuts deep. Like
I'm totally into it for you guys. I love that you're into it, and I love that's part of what we collectively are doing. It just doesn't tickle my fancy.
Fair. Kay says Switch is nice because you can sleep your Switch midday without having to finish it. Yes, that is really, really nice. I have taken advantage of that. She also says boo, and I think that's directed at Tom.
I get it. I understand.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Tom, how are you today?
Very well.
That's good to hear, man. What are you big on this week?
I am big on the newest Scream. I went and saw it last night with a friend, and it was very good. I think in terms of that franchise, it's probably, I'd say it goes the original, obviously. It's the best. And then Scream 2 was pretty good. And I think this new one, and then 3 and 4 just can battle it out because they kind of suck. But it was very good, very well done. There were times when I was kind of like, a lot of this seems kind of silly, like a lot of the plot points, but then I just kind of I had to remind myself that like that's kind of the point of this franchise, is to kind of be very self-aware of the genre and itself, and to be kind of silly and overdramatic, and just have some like plot points that in any other movie would be kind of weak, but in this series it works pretty well. So I really liked it.
Well, cool, man. For those of you wondering what that noise is, my dog has decided to just start drinking out of the bowl as loud as she possibly can. I don't know if you can hear that or not.
I don't know if you could hear like a couple of minutes ago, I had a fire alarm going off somewhere.
Oh, nice.
So
I've got
Very
3
cool.
dogs in my backyard that will bark every once in a while, so
All right.
you might hear them.
we're all about noises.
What are you doing?
There
Quiet.
they are.
Keep
Why
it
are you
down.
making so much noise? Oh my gosh. She's losing it. Anyways, guys, can I tell you what I'm big on?
Please.
I'm big on at Court KC, which is Court Bats Kansas City, which is the newest branch of Court Bats. You can follow at Court KC on Twitter. So the thing about Court Bats, we love being a part of it, but it is very, very much dominated by a lot of Tennessee Titans content. And now, as Chiefs fans, I feel like we're getting representation, which is great. I'm really excited. So if you're into sports, this is not a sports podcast. Let me be very clear about that. Okay, I'm looking right in the camera. Not a sports podcast. But if you're into sports, you like sports. I know Juice probably likes sports because he's got the Bills winning. You can follow at Court KC on Twitter for all your fun Court Bats Kansas City content. So check that out. Really excited about it. But guys, let's get into it today. So here's the thing. We don't have like a big segment for today, but we got a lot of headlines to talk about. A lot of it's pretty cool news, a lot of exciting, some sad news too, but we'll get to that. But since we've now branded ourselves the official Court Bats gaming branch, why don't we start with some gaming news, bro?
Do it.
Don't get too excited, guys. Okay? All right. But here's the deal. Big news this week. Microsoft officially, I don't know if they've officially, like the deal's been done, but essentially they are, going to be buying Activision for an absurd amount of money.
What was it, like 75 billion?
70, 75,
It's
yeah.
like 68.7. Let's see if I can find
It keeps going up.
Yeah.
I thought I saw 73 point something.
So this article from The Verge that I've got pulled up right now is saying that Microsoft, I think we might have, yeah, okay, we're good. Microsoft is paying $68.7 billion to acquire Activision Blizzard. So if you're not like into gaming, let's kind of put this in perspective. So everybody knows what Microsoft is. The big,
Software
well-to-do
giant
company of software. They've bought Activision Blizzard, and Activision is like one of the biggest game developers, probably the biggest game developer in the world. And essentially, Activision, they make the Call of Duty games, which is like probably the biggest selling franchise for video gaming ever.
They've also got World of Warcraft,
Right.
which is a whole other
Yeah, they've
world
got some
that is
big titles.
massive.
Yeah.
Diablo, like
Yes.
all these big name games.
It's a huge deal. So essentially they now have the keys to the kingdom, and will be able to control that content. Mal says, doesn't Blizzard suck though?
well, like
Yeah, I've heard, yeah.
that there's a reason it's being sold, and
Yes.
that's one of the reasons.
Yes, it is. Activision Blizzard is notoriously known for just a horrible culture.
Yeah.
It's a hot mess,
Yeah.
which
It's
is
the games that are
crazy that
fine.
it got. Yeah,
It's the personnel and management that's kind of garbage.
Yeah,
but they like kicked out the last CEO too.
Yeah.
yeah.
So
So there's just been, work condition as far as like crunching and overworking, notorious for that. Also notorious for sexual harassment and stuff like that. So not a great culture. So I think the good news, and there's articles on this, but a lot of Activision Blizzard employees are kind of excited about the takeover from Microsoft because they feel like that's going to be a big change in culture. One of the things I read too is that, the higher ups at Activision before this deal was made, they're talking about moving Call of Duty into a non-annual cycle. So essentially, Call of Duty games come out every year. You get a new Call of Duty game every year. They're usually, for the most part, they're pretty
They
complete.
have ups and downs.
Yeah, they're pretty complete games. Like, they're pretty solid AAA titles that come out every year, but that involves probably millions of work hours to get done every year.
So, and as a big Call of Duty fan, it's the game I play probably the most.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same, but it's like the same thing every
Sure,
year,
it's the
right?
same thing.
Like,
Yeah.
and like, I buy it every year, so I'm one of those fish who goes out and buys it. But like, I think for the Call of Duty franchise in the state that it's in, not having to put out another title every single year will help them fix what they've got going on right now, which is a lot of issues with their like biggest money makers in Warzone. And so I think that's a good, like, I think this is just going to be good for the consumer, because you look at like what Microsoft did with Halo, and they let Infinite just kind of do its thing, and Infinite was like, we need to push this back a year, and Microsoft was like, cool, and it came out and it was a good product. So
it's I think for me, I'm an Xbox guy. I've been an Xbox guy for a long time. I like the idea, and I'm also an owner of Xbox Game Pass, which I think is the best deal in gaming, hands down.
Well, this is huge for that.
Yeah, it's massive for that, because now I don't have to, possibly, they might, they may not put it on Game Pass, but
they're going to put it on Game Pass.
But
That's why, one of the reasons they bought it.
Right. The idea that Call of Duty every year will be free for me is awesome. I'm really into that.
Yeah, that's big.
So, Kiminga says, RIP, RIP. I can't play FPS games. I'm bad at aiming. Here's the thing. I suck at first-person shooters. I'm probably the worst of all my friends, but they're still a lot of fun. And I was up till 2 in the morning last night playing with people. So
stick to the campaigns.
Stick to that.
Because I'll get smoked doing online.
Yeah.
You just got to keep getting smoked until you don't.
Yeah.
That would be, at the rate that I play, it would be decades before I got any better.
Nah.
Yeah.
I did play a little bit the other night. It was a good time.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what shakes down with the Microsoft Activision Blizzard acquisition, and how that creates ripples throughout the gaming industry. But I think it's something to look forward to, and I think that's the overall vibe of most people. Nobody's really negative on it.
Well, I think the only people who are negative on it is Sony, because they're the biggest losers.
Yeah. So yeah, there's that.
They'll be fine.
Check that out. And then also
They'll be okay.
Some other news. We got some casting news. Daniel Radcliffe is going to play Weird Al.
That makes sense. I don't know why. It just makes sense.
Yeah, we'll see. But yes, Daniel Radcliffe.
But my question isn't Weird Al kind of a tall dude?
Yeah, he's very tall. I've
Yeah.
seen him.
Daniel Radcliffe's is like, should play a Hobbit.
Yeah.
Every time.
CGI lifts. There's a lot of effects they can do.
Yeah, they can make it work. I've been within like 10 feet of Weird Al, and yeah, he's a very tall individual. So.
And go back and watch the Harry Potters, mainly the last ones. The only thing I could focus on while watching those recently was how short Daniel Radcliffe is.
Yeah, he's a little guy. But yeah, so
it makes sense. I think he'd be good at it.
Right. So it's a Roku original movie apparently. So it's like Roku's first foray into like making original content, or movies at least. So that's their plan. They're making a Weird Al biopic with Daniel Radcliffe. So kind of excited.
Speaking of Daniel Radcliffe, have you guys seen that trailer for that movie he's in with Sandra Bullock and Channing Tatum?
Yes. Lost City.
Yes, I watched it. It was also one of the previews last night, and I was like, man, this movie looks like trash. And then Brad Pitt shows up at the end of it. I'm just like, I'll probably give it a shot.
Yeah, that's probably I'll probably check it out. Well, you guys know my feelings on Brad Pitt. I am not anti-Brad Pitt, but I also don't really give a shit, because I feel like he's just Brad Pitt in everything he does.
Absolutely, but he's the only person who can be Brad Pitt in everything that he does.
That's a good
No
point.
one is better at being Brad Pitt than Brad Pitt.
That's a really good point. I would say that I love Channing Tatum more than I love Brad Pitt, so that's usually the pull for me.
I mean, yeah, I saw all three of them were going to be in. I'm just like, I like all these people.
Mm-hmm.
I'll probably check this out.
Yeah.
I miss Sandy Bullock. I feel like, I know she's been in movies recently, but I feel like she's also been kind of under the radar.
I miss Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He hasn't done anything since Once Upon a Time.
Yeah.
Ad Astra came out right after.
That doesn't count.
Kay just quoted you in the chat, Mom. She says, "You just got to keep getting smoked until you don't." Mob 2022.
It's a great quote. I'm not gonna lie.
And The Rock is also just The Rock in every movie, and
yes,
she misses Sandra Bullock as well. So,
What was her last big movie? Bird Box?
Well, she
Probably
just
Bird
did
Box.
another Netflix movie that came out like last month.
I don't think it was that
I
big
don't
though.
think it did very well. I don't know. I don't see the metrics. Netflix does not share metrics with me.
Oh, I guess she did Ocean's 8, but that was before Bird
That was a
Box.
few years ago. That was like
That was
3 years
a few
ago, right?
years, yeah.
Yeah, those
4
were
years
both
ago.
2018.
Which is now 4 years ago.
Ugh. Woof.
Mom says she saw the new
Anniversaries.
movie and it was pretty good. So
Wait,
check it out.
new what?
The new Sandra Bullock movie on Netflix.
Oh,
I think it's called
yeah.
The Unforgivable.
Yeah,
if I'm
yeah,
not
yeah.
mistaken. Yeah. So check it out. And then some Saturday Night Live news. So it was announced that Willem Dafoe is going to host SNL for the very first time next week. That is exciting. I feel like
I
that is
can't wait.
perfect. I'm shocked he's never done it before.
I know.
So that's going to be good to see. And a little side note to that, Will Forte is hosting tonight. So
Classic.
after you get done watching football today, a little later on tonight, maybe you'll watch some Will Forte on SNL. So check it out. Has anybody seen the new MacGruber show?
Not yet.
Mhm.
Okay. I have a login for Peacock I haven't used yet, so I think I might check that out. I mean, I definitely will because I love Will Forte. And I will say it here, and you can go ahead and quote me on it. The Last Man on Earth was wronged. It needs to come back for a final season. It ended on a cliffhanger, and yeah.
Who would disagree with that?
I know some people that don't like it, and I don't understand why they don't. They don't think it's funny, but I'm like, have you actually watched it? Because it may be one of the funniest shows ever made.
It's great. I loved it.
It's fantastic. It's such a good show. So yeah, bring back Last Man on Earth just for one more season. Just give us one more season. That's all we need. Just finish it out, give it the ending it deserves, and we're good. So yeah. And then we got the trailer for the new Lord of the Rings show. That's going to be on
Okay.
Amazon.
Is that a trailer?
More of
It
just
was
like
It's a
literally
teaser.
just
It's a
teaser.
teaser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone was
But-
like, new trailer, and I like watched it, and I'm just like, oh, they're filling the letters.
but still
Cool.
exciting.
Yeah, it's
I think it's gonna be.
well, here's
a
the thing
fun
that
show.
made that teaser cool was that I guess I'll play the video and mute it here.
You and me, partner. Center of
I don't
town.
want that. But essentially, it's the way that they filmed this teaser trailer. It's all practical effects. Like it's not CGI. It's nothing like that. And it's just supposed to be like them casting the rings or whatever. And it's just the title, but they showed this video and it's insane because it looks like it's CGI, but then you see how they actually made it, and it's nuts. It looks really cool. So
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
It'll be. I mean, if you love Lord of the Rings, I'm sure it'll be good. So
I think I'm just more excited for like actual footage.
Yes.
You know?
yeah, that's fair. We're not quite there yet. We'll get it soon, I bet. Molly says she never finished it, but she loved Last Man. Yeah, it's great. You should finish it, and then they should finish it and make a final season. So, and then Kay says I love that so much. Lord of the Rings has always been known for practical effects. So
I will say I didn't know until right now they were practical effects, and that's pretty sweet.
there you go. So you just learned something new today.
Yeah.
Congrats to you, man.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and then some Robert Pattinson news. So, Bong Joon-ho, which I think that's how the name is pronounced. If I got that wrong, I'm so sorry.
that's right.
Has decided that he's going to cast Robert Pattinson in his new movie. If you don't know who Bong Joon-ho is, he's the director of Parasite, which was
Top 5 movie.
aces. Top 5
good.
all time for you?
Probably of like the last 5 to 10 years.
Okay, well, still, that's pretty. That's high praise. But
Yeah,
yeah,
it
so
is.
he's making a new movie. It's at Warner Brothers, and Robert Pattinson is in talks to star. So it's not official yet. There's a really good chance that he'll be in it. So yeah, it'll be good. Why wouldn't it be? Everything Bong Joon-ho does is fantastic. So looking forward to that.
Snowpiercer.
Yeah, Snowpiercer was awesome.
Oh, that was his?
Yeah, dude.
Oh.
Yeah, dog, that was him. Yeah. And then Parasite just blew me away. I was like, this is unbelievable. And I think what's great about it is that it really put, I think, Korean filmmaking on the map in the United States. Because now you get a lot of stuff like Squid Game, which is also from Korea, and it seems just like the content that comes out of Korea is just nonstop good. Unless you don't like Squid Game, but that's on you.
I mean, it makes me think of Gabe Lewis from The Office, who was just like really into like Korean horror movies.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just me.
Sorry, I'm working on the fly here because we had some technical difficulties a little bit earlier today. But we got more news to give you, kind of going off of the whole Robert Pattinson news. We got the runtime for the Batman. It's almost 3 hours long.
Perfect. Honestly, why not make it an even 3?
It seemed like there was a big uproar on Twitter about that. Like, why does this movie have to be so long? And it's like, dude, The Dark Knight was like 2.5 hours. So
Yeah.
Here's
Rises was like 2:45.
Yeah, but here's my thing with this. We know both of those movies were good.
Mm-hmm.
If the Batman is good, no one's going to care.
Yeah.
If it's not good, it's going to be another sticking point as it's not good and it was 3 hours long. So,
All right, yeah.
but like, that's my thing. We don't know yet. So like, if it's good, you're right. No one's going to care. No one's going to care.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to be like, give me more of it. If it's not good, that's when it becomes the issue. And I think people still have their sticking points with Warner Brothers and DC.
Yeah, I just there's like part of me that's like, I know if it's a really good movie, and I still get this feeling with really, really good movies. If I'm really into it, I'm like, yeah, let's keep going. Why are we stopping? You know? But I would say as I've gotten older, that feeling has, you know, I don't get that feeling as much as I used to. I do remember when I saw The Dark Knight in theaters, and I was like, I would take an hour and a half more of this, probably even longer than that. I'd sit there for 4 hours and watch whatever they had to give me. And so I hope I feel that way about the Batman. I think I will. It looks awesome.
Yeah, it looks amazing. I can't wait.
Yeah. So
No, it definitely looks good. I'm not. I've had a really good Batman in my life already.
yeah,
So like, I'm not holding out that like I need this one to be really good.
yeah,
You know.
yep.
So
That's fair. Yeah, it'll be interesting. The other thing is too is like, now that it's like I have more responsibility, it's like 3 hours is a lot of my day. But
it's a lot to be in a place that isn't your own home.
right, that's long. Like nowadays, it's like if I have to go to the office for work, I'm like, for that long, 8 hours seems like a really long time to be away from my house.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
I don't ever leave my house, so
That sounds awesome.
it's great.
I used to have that, and then it got old.
I'm so sorry,
And
Tom.
I wanted to go back to the office. Now I'm in an office, and it's great.
Well, there you go. That's great. Okay, so this next story I think is pretty damn funny, but apparently, there are some fans of the lovely actress Ana de Armas who are up in arms these days, and they are currently in the process of suing. I think it's suing Universal over the film Yesterday. The reason why, so if you don't know what Yesterday was, it's a movie that came out a few years ago, and essentially it's a Danny Boyle movie about a young guy who starts doing covers of Beatles songs, and for whatever reason the whole world has forgotten who the Beatles are, and so he becomes famous off Beatles songs. In the trailer for the movie, essentially Ana de Armas was featured in the trailer. But her character and scenes were actually cut from the movie.
Oh.
And so now there are several fans who are suing Universal for $5 million because they're upset that they promoted the film with trailers that had Ana de Armas in them, and then they removed her from the movie.
So they're suing on her behalf to get her $5 million?
No. They're suing on their own behalf because they feel like they were wronged as Ana de Armas fans. And they believe that they are due compensation due to the fact that she was not in the movie. And yeah, I think it's a class action suit, but it's only 2 people who are actually suing them. And they're saying that based on trailers for Yesterday, they watched on Amazon.com, they each spent approximately $3.99 to watch the film. and so they're suing for $5 million because they say it's for everyone who watched the movie because of that. What do you think their chances are of winning?
I hope 0. That's
strong
the
to
most
quite strong.
That's the most entitled nonsense I've ever heard of in my entire life.
Dear God.
Here's my thing: is like we live in an age where there's internet. So like if you're basing a, like I want to watch this because she's in it, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever sat down also to watch a movie solely because this person is in it, unless it's like a comedy,
Yeah.
And that
So-
movie, even if she was in the trailer, I don't remember the trailers that well. And I don't remember seeing Anna de Armas. But if she was in the trailer, like obviously she's not like a main character in the movie. So like Himesh Patel is the main character of that movie. And he's probably going to get most of the screen time. And so if you're tuning in because you saw somebody in a trailer who's not even going to be part of the main story, that's on you, man. It's not anyone's responsibility to give you that. But who knows,
No.
man? Weirder things have happened. Like
We're
O.J.
gonna-
Simpson is walking the streets right now.
That's true.
So-
The juice is loose.
But this could also be a situation where like, when someone sued McDonald's because they spilled hot coffee on them because they didn't know the coffee was hot.
Right.
We
You
could
had
like
coffee before?
maybe
You
this
dummy.
is one of those situations where in the future we're going to see like something before the trailer that says anyone in this trailer may not be in the full movie because of something like this, like weirder things have happened. People have sued for spilling hot coffee and won.
Yeah.
So
It's nuts. People are wild, man.
Ah!
I read stories like
Angers
that.
me.
I read stories like that and I'm like, if the world were to end, I'd probably be okay with it. Like, not to be a downer, but like maybe like we had a good run, a human race. We had a good run. Yeah. Molly says she'll watch 3 hours of Robbie P doing anything. Fair enough.
Robbie P.
Robbie P, baby.
I will say I have changed my tune on Robbie P. I used to not be a fan.
A huge fan now.
I love him.
Yeah, he's
Love
the
him.
best.
guys,
Molly-
I understand the 3rd-degree burns, but that doesn't fit my narrative right now. So we're gonna push that aside.
Yeah. Molly says, okay, that coffee was actually way too hot, so she was not in the wrong. It's like, okay, all right. I don't know if Tom. agrees
I
with you.
understand you guys are absolutely right, but it doesn't fit my narrative, so we cut it out.
Yeah, it
That's
doesn't
what
fit
we
our
do
narrative.
in today's society.
So we're very much if we were to change our name from the CineBoiz to something else, it would be the Confirmation Bias Boys. So
yes,
since that doesn't fit our narrative, we're just gonna throw it out. We don't like it.
that part didn't happen.
Right.
Redact.
No, I'm sorry. That confirmation bias bothers me. So I apologize.
Yeah. Okay. We're not really that way. Sorry.
No,
we don't.
that's one of my biggest pet peeves.
We do not want to perpetuate confirmation bias out in the world. Anyways, the only other real headlines this week, kind of sad stuff. Yesterday happened to we got 2 losses in the same day yesterday. First, it broke that Meatloaf, the beloved singer and actor, had passed away. Rest in peace.
His name was Robert Paulson.
Yeah.
His name is Robert Paulson.
His most probably his most famous acting role was Fight Club, as Robert Paulson. And then a few hours after that, we got the news that Louis Anderson had passed away. We know him from Life with Louis. Let's be honest. That's what put him on the map for our generation. But he's been a comedian for decades. Fantastic at what he does. So
Yeah, he was
rest in
actually.
peace,
I'd never really seen like any of his stand up until like last year. Sometime I just found some like old clips. He was super funny.
Yeah. So kind of a big bummer, kind of a sad way to end the week. So that kind of sucked. I also just remember Meatloaf, like I never really listened. Obviously, it was a little too old for me, like Meatloaf music. But I remember.
Yeah,
like,
but then
Mhm.
Dr. Pepper had the commercial.
That's true. They did. I just remember like when I was younger, I had a cousin who like played me a Meatloaf album, and it had cursing in it, and it was like the first time I ever heard like curse words in music, and it blew my mind. I was like, you can curse in music? I've been
I could
listening
probably
to
tell
Christian
you.
music. They don't curse in that.
I could probably just tell you like 2 Meatloaf songs because they're the only 2
Same.
that they ever play on the radio.
Same.
But they're good songs.
Yeah, no, they're
And
fine.
I would do
Exactly.
That's
anything for love,
Mhm.
that's it. That's it right there.
Yep, that's all I know.
Yeah.
but I won't
R.I.P.
do that.
R.I.P. gentlemen.
I just remember that song from the Dr. Pepper commercial.
Yeah.
And then like I went and illegally downloaded it.
Of course,
you know?
as one did in the mid to early to late 2000s.
Shout out LimeWire.
Yeah, LimeWire,
Yes.
Kazaa, Napster. Napster was a little bit before.
That's late 90s.
I was
yeah.
into that
Napster,
computer.
Napster was before my time.
Yeah, so I was a LimeWire guy. I was a Kazaa
My-
guy.
Uncle had Napster, and he told me about it.
Yeah.
But
I had a friend in like 6th grade who had Napster, and then he would burn me CDs. So that was cool. I was like, yeah, give me all these cool songs on this CD. Man, remember just having just like tons of CDs?
yeah,
Of
well, I
ripped
also just
music.
remember like searching for a song in LimeWire and just hoping that the one I was downloading didn't have some dude in the background going, DJ Izzo.
Yeah. Or a virus.
Yeah, or a virus.
Oh, I wasn't too worried about
Yeah.
viruses at that point.
Dude, I probably got so many viruses on my like first PC that I had from
Yeah.
LimeWire.
My
100%.
Sony Bio, that thing's dirty.
Yeah, oh, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Why?
Ooh, don't
Why is
touch,
it dirty,
don't
Mom?
touch.
Because of all the
Porn.
viruses from
All the
Oh,
porn.
sure, okay.
So much porn.
Yeah. So, gosh, I kind of lost where we were.
Like
oh, yeah.
so
Rest
much
in peace,
like
those guys.
how could one person watch that much in a day kind of porn.
No.
Oh man, Kay says rest in peace, LimeWire. Agreed. Yeah, it's probably not around anymore. Now that you have subscription-based music, which is the best thing to ever happen. Yeah, but I just remember having like a whole thing of like ripped CDs that I made, and I would just carry them around with me.
Yeah.
And then I got an iPad or an iPod, and I could put everything on the iPod.
Changed
and
our
that was-
lives
that was-
forever.
Yeah,
I
changed
remember-
everything.
I remember having my grandparents take me to Target so I could go buy Three Doors Down, and that was my first CD I bought.
Which one?
I forget the name of the
So
album.
I got one. That was like one of the first CDs I bought.
But I also bought Away from the Sun. I think that was like the album
With
prior
the
to that one.
sun.
When I bought this one.
So there was there was it was a live album. It was like a live Three Doors Down album.
Yeah.
That was like 7 songs, and like that was the one of the first CDs I bought. I bought that along with Maroon 5's first album.
Oh hell yeah.
Which-
that
yeah.
still holds up.
That's a
That is still a good album.
fucking good album. Like
It was just
songs
yeah,
about Jane,
Yeah.
still good, still slaps.
so good. If they could have just like
Kept on that
doing
path.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of, I don't have a slide for this or anything. It's kind of random, but like, have you guys heard about this When We Were Young festival?
Yes.
In Las Vegas.
Yes. How dare
Oh.
I
they?
gotta pull it up.
Wait, what?
How dare they call a music concert when we were young and not invite the Killers? How
Yeah.
dare
What?
they? But seriously, the lineup slaps,
Didn't
and also made me feel very old.
Oh yeah. Let
don't
me
the
pull this
Killers
up.
have like a residency, or didn't they have a residency in Vegas?
I feel
Brandon
like the
Flowers
Killers are
is
still
from Vegas.
pretty relevant.
They
I
are.
thought they
Let me
had a
pull this up.
residency at one point.
Because
though.
everybody's
They might have. The
literally-
lead singer is from Vegas, so they're a
Yeah.
Vegas band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me the. I want the full picture. Give me
That
the
song
full
popped in my
picture.
head the other day though, and I was just like listening to it all day in my head. Oh man.
I guess this will work.
I could have just turned it on Spotify, I suppose, but I
Yeah,
don't know.
but here's Tom. If you haven't heard of it, let me kind of give you some of the names that are now being part of this festival. So it's My Chemical Romance, Paramore, AFI, Taking Back Sunday, Dashboard Confessional, Avril Lavigne. Gosh, it cuts off. All American
Alkaline Trio.
Rejects.
I know Anne Berlin is there.
Yeah, Anne
Meet the
Berlin.
Kings.
Yeah. Jimmy Eat World. Like,
This
so-
is not a festival I'd want to go to.
yeah. Well, it's not.
Nah.
Why?
I don't really like any of those bands.
Oh my gosh.
It's not about.
I'm
like-
Tom. I didn't have an emo phase when I was in high school.
It's like
Yeah, I
I'm
didn't.
not like a huge fan of any of those bands now, but like when I was in high school and junior high, like that was like what everyone was listening to. And
I
it's-
mean, don't get me wrong. I had very trashy taste in music growing up, but those just were not the ones I was into.
Oh man.
My name's Tom. I never went to Warped Tour.
I didn't. I didn't actually. I don't think I'd even heard of it till I got to college.
One of my biggest regrets in life is I went to Warped Tour and Katy Perry was there and I didn't see her.
Oh man, I'm sorry. Molly says her first CD was American Idiot. Nice.
I want to be an American
I did like
idiot.
that. I did like
That was a great album.
Yeah.
A rock opera is actually what that was.
And Kay just said in the chat, it makes her nervous because she's already seen 2 bands who tweeted that they don't know they were playing in this. Which, is it kind of like a Fire Festival situation?
Uh-oh.
Ooh.
What if it's just like
could blow up in
someone wanting to make us like 30-somethings feel so old by tweeting it out and just like creating this graphic.
So I've already gone as far as looking up ticket prices, and they're not horrible. Like, they're pretty affordable. The thing is, it's the
doesn't
weekend.
exist.
It's the weekend before my wedding. So do I really want to go to Las Vegas the weekend right before my wedding?
Yes.
I could make it like a bachelor party situation, tell all the boys to get tickets and let's go, but yeah. And it is only like a day or two, and Molly says there's not enough time for all those bands to play, which I think is pretty, yeah, that makes sense. So maybe it's fake. I don't know. Maybe we'll get a documentary about it one day. So, yeah, it's one day. It's not even. Oh, okay. It's one day, and they just added a second day. So maybe it was like one of those things where like if we just say they're coming, they'll come. Like if we say that this person is gonna
Create
this
the
band's
hype
gonna play,
and then make
yeah.
them say they're not coming.
Yeah. So, who knows? It could just be a disaster, but it could be the greatest festival of all time, like Fire Festival. Oh man.
I don't know. I went to Warped Tour once, and I kid you not, like half the bands that are on this list were at Warped Tour, and it was fun. I enjoyed myself, but I've never been so burnt. And I had from standing in the same place because a couple bands I wanted to see were like back to back at the same stage. I had a tan line that was diagonal across my forehead from the people who were standing in front of me. It was wild.
That's crazy.
I had a friend who had just shaved his head, and his whole head became a blister.
Oh, that sucks.
Don't shave your head and then go to Warped Tour.
No, don't do it. Or at least wear a hat. You know?
Yeah.
Right,
or suntan lotion.
Yeah, it's a good call. Well, hey. That's it for all the news we got for you.
No, it was worth it, Molly. It was worth it.
Yeah, it was worth it. What do we say we do some trivia today?
Let's
You
do
into that,
some
Tom?
trivia.
Let's do
I'm
it.
very into that. All right. Usually, I try to do like a theme or something related to a movie that's just come out or something like that. But let's just do some celebrity trivia today.
Celebrity trivia?
Yeah, we never do celebrity trivia.
We never do it.
Question number 1. Which celebrity had to issue an apology after her cell phone was hacked and all of her celebrity friends' phone numbers were posted on the internet? Anna Kournikova, Christina Aguilera, Britney Spears, or Paris Hilton?
I'm pretty sure it's Paris Hilton.
Yeah.
That's my
guess.
Paris Hilton is correct.
Yeah, I got it.
Oh, geez, those dogs are barking. I might have to.
There's a lot of
just-
noise going on, like from all of us, I
Yeah.
think, today.
I just always worry about neighbors getting pissed. All right, next question.
Hey, shouldn't. It's Saturday morning. It's noon on a Saturday.
People get weird about stuff like this.
You should move.
And anyway, what Hollywood starlet was arrested for shoplifting from the Saks Fifth Avenue in Beverly Hills?
Man, I'm
Christina
gonna
Ricci,
kill it today.
Angelina Jolie, Charlize Theron, or Winona Ryder?
It's Winona Ryder.
Nailed it.
I mean, Tom's already
Nailed it.
shaking
Yeah.
his head.
Got it.
Alrighty, next question. In a bizarre bit of celebrity behavior, who dangled his baby from the third floor balcony of a German hotel on November 20th, 2002? Michael Jackson, Charlie Sheen, Dennis Rodman, or Mike Tyson?
Don't say it, Mop. Dude, don't say it, Mop. Don't say it. First person in the chat to get it right is the winner.
But this is so great because all of the given options, it sounds like something they would do.
Yes, 100%.
Molly wins. It's Michael Jackson.
It is Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Our next question. What celebrity made headlines in 1980 when he set himself on fire while freebasing cocaine? Rodney Dangerfield, Richard Pryor, Chevy Chase, or Eddie Murphy?
Don't answer. Let's get the chat to do it again. Chat, who do you think it was? And now we wait, because there's a delay.
At least with Twitch, the delay is a lot less.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Twitch delay is not bad. I mean, it's still...
It's not that bad.
Yeah. Molly asked for a repeat.
Rodney Dangerfield, Richard Pryor, Chevy Chase, or Eddie Murphy?
One of these dudes set themselves on fire
While freebasing cocaine.
Who hasn't? You know, we've all been there.
He who hasn't throw the first stone.
Exactly. Throw the first
Any answers?
rock. It's not Chevy Chase, Mom. Who's going to get it? Kay also says Chevy Chase, not Chevy Chase.
What do you guys think?
I know who it is. I'll guess it. It's Richard Pryor.
Yeah.
It's like a...
Richard Pryor's correct.
Yeah, Richard Pryor lighted himself on fire doing the cocaine. How do you... Okay,
Well,
here's a question. Wait, hold on. So was it cocaine or was it crack? Because
What he
I don't
was
understand
doing-
how you get caught on
So
fire.
Crack
by freebasing.
cocaine.
Yeah.
Here's what happened. He was suffering from a cocaine-induced hallucination.
Mm-hmm.
And he doused himself with cognac and set himself on fire at his home in Northridge, California.
Oh, okay. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
So he was like already on cocaine. Like
Nice.
a lot of cocaine, it sounds like.
Cocaine.
And here is another fire-related trivia question. We'll make this our
Fun.
last one.
Okay.
Which celebrity is a former firefighter? Tommy Lee Jones, Dwayne Johnson, Sean Penn, or Steve Buscemi?
I know the answer. I want to see if the chat will get it. Come on, chat. Don't let us down. Mal says Buscemi. Is it right?
It is Steve Buscemi.
All right, she got it. Way to go.
Alrighty.
Molly's 2 for 4 or whatever, 2 for 3 that we put out to the chat. So congratulations, Molly. You were the winner. We don't have a prize for you today, but your prize should just be your prize should be pride. Prides. So cool. Do we got any movie
Anniversaries?
Yeah, man.
Let's do it.
Let's just rip them. Let's rip them off. Let's go.
Happy 5-year anniversary to Triple X, The Return of Xander Cage.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Wait, what? When did that come out?
5 years ago this month.
I don't even remember this movie. They made a sequel to Triple X?
They made a sequel to the sequel.
But yeah, this is like the third in the series.
Oh, I know there was the Ice Cube Triple X movie.
Yeah. This
Yeah,
one
but there was
after
also
that.
another one.
Wait, so there's 4 Triple X movies?
I believe
I
so.
think just 3.
Hold on.
Whoa.
Maybe there's 4. I don't know.
Whoa.
For some reason, I remember buying the sequel on DVD, the non-Ice Cube sequel.
I don't
But my-
I don't think you're right, man.
Keep going. I'll figure this
Okay.
out.
Happy
okay.
10-year anniversary to The Gray.
Ah,
That
with
Wolf
Sir
one
Liam.
with Liam Neeson.
Yeah.
And happy 25-year anniversary to Turbulence.
Turbulence.
That was a terrible, terrible movie.
Yeah, it was not good. When you're a kid, well, when that movie came out,
Oh, it was
we were
exciting.
at the age where any movie was great.
Yes.
It didn't matter what it was, and it didn't matter what it was about. We loved it. And you get
It did.
older, you look back on some of those movies, and you're like, ooh, this was a piece of shit. Mortal Kombat Annihilation is the first one that comes to mind for me. I remember thinking that movie was so
The greatest of all
fucking
time.
tight. And then I watched it a year ago, whenever the new Mortal Kombat movie came out. I was like, I'm just going to watch Annihilation. Holy shit, it's bad. So bad. But, yeah. Mob, have you found it yet?
Yeah, so there were 4 Triple X movies.
Huh.
2 of them were Ice Cube movies. 2 of them were Vin Diesel movies.
I knew
Okay.
about one Ice Cube
I
movie.
didn't even remember.
Yeah, there's
that- yeah.
Triple X State of the Union and Triple X The Next Level.
Was that like a straight to DVD release, I bet? But I don't even think it got a theatrical release.
One came out in 2007.
I do not remember.
One came out in 2005. The 2005 one has Willem Dafoe.
Oh. America's
So
Sweetheart.
I don't know which one. I don't know if any of them were straight to
That's all right.
DVD, but
Okay, well, thanks for your research there. And then thanks to Tom for the trivia and the movie anniversaries. Really
My
appreciate it, bud.
Freaking pleasure.
But I think that brings us to the end of our time together today, fellas. Another solid podcast. High energy. Even without Kev. Kev's usually our hype man. But we
Is
soldiered through.
He's something.
He's something. That Kev. He's something.
These dogs are going crazy. I gotta get going.
All right. Well, we'll go ahead and sign off then. Thanks, everybody, for hopping in with us. Be sure to follow us on Twitch. Be sure to follow Quick Bats on YouTube. Be sure to follow us on all the socials, Instagram and Twitter, at the CineBoiz. We really appreciate it. We had fun. And we'll see you, if not before... Well, actually, we may not have an episode next week, but we'll definitely do something for you guys within the coming weeks. So just be on the lookout. Join our Discord. Links in the description below if you're on Twitch. Okay. But that's it. Let's go ahead and close it out. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Recording stopped.
All right.